The sun rises at the fabulous mystery land of Angkor Wat. Built in 12th century, it is by far the largest religious monument in the world. Covering 500 acres of land, it was conceived as the center of cosmic world, and its central tower symbolizing Mount Meru or Mount Kailash. The scale and magnitude of Angkor Wat will leave you dumbfounded. Despite its size, it is so well designed with moats, canals and reservoirs which were created for a city around the complex. At its peak in 12th century, Angkor was the largest city in the world. It was larger than London. The outer gallery of Angkor is 2600 feet long. All the gallery inner walls, about 11,000 square feet, are adorned with beautiful bas reliefs and sculptures. A whole gallery on one side is devoted to the Kurukshetra war of Indian epic Mahabharata. Another wall vividly describes the scene of the churning of ocean from the Hindu mythology. The gods and demons are battling it out for the elixir. This is Samudra Manthan in Sanskrit. The Cambodian king Suryavarman II built this temple in 26-27 years. 10,000 tons of grey sandstone was used to build the 600 feet high temple. A lot of queries come to our mind. How many people were engaged in its construction? From the old records estimate, it is 6,000. But with 6,000 people, it may not have been possible to build such a mammoth monument. And by the grandeur of the temple, another question comes to our mind. Did the center of Hinduism shift to Angkor Wat for some time? Between the 10th and 12th century, India was invaded by Turkey and other Muslim invaders. Hindus had lost their footing at many places, particularly in the North India. They might have collaborated with Suryavarman II to create this as the new frontier of Hinduism. The work of Angkor is massive and magnificent. There is so much of Hindu faith, Hindu gods, and mythical life depicted at Angkor that most likely people from the land of India actively worked. Architects, designers, carvers who specialized in such large-scale bas-relief works back in India may have contributed to making these motifs and bas-reliefs on the walls, pillars, ceilings, everywhere. Angkor Wat complex is not one temple. It has several. Bayon Temple, Taphron, Pantesri are the other major temples. There are innumerable temples. Many of them are in a bad shape, some completely run down. But these are the temples which are very important. Bayon Temple is completely Brahma temple. There are 54 temple blocks in this group. Huge faces of Brahma sculpted on all four sides of every temple. It is simply awe-inspiring. Taphron temple has been taken over by huge trees all over. Bantesi temple is 31 km from Angkor Wat. That is why not many visitors go there. This was not a royal temple. It is much smaller, but the most exquisite bas reliefs and sculpture can be seen at this temple. Angkor was considered to be a hydraulic city because it had complicated water management to offset the droughts. An area of almost 1,000 square kilometers had a network of roads and canals for irrigation. Prior to Industrial Revolution, this was the largest urban settlement, larger than the Mayan city of Tikal, and its buildings used far more stone than all of the Egyptian structures combined. The main temple, Angkor Wat, was never completely abandoned. Some Japanese inscriptions of 17th century were found in that area. A Portuguese friar, Antonio da Madalena, visited Angkor Wat in the 1580s and found the beauty of the temple like no other place in the world. Since he had already visited India, Madalena correctly attributed Indian origin to the Khmer architecture. Unfortunately, his reports were not published at the time. His original comments were retraced through research in 1947. Most of the area was enveloped by forests. In 1860s, French naturalist Henri Mohout took initiatives to popularize Angkor. Mohout recorded Angkor Wat as grander than anything left to us by Greece or Rome. Theories of its origin: some said it was built by Alexander the Great. Others said it was a link between the pyramids. Some ascribed it to an ancient Michelangelo. A lot of theories. Nobody was sure who built it. But all these theories helped in the restoration work. The West got interested. The country soon became under the French occupation. The French pioneered the restoration work, followed by several countries, including India. It was a massive project. Thousands of trees were cut to clear the forest. Slowly and gradually, the restoration of the stone blocks and temple carving started. What we see today is the result of a gigantic restoration process of nearly 100 years, in which many countries participated actively. Finally, we are at the Moat Bridge. You cannot miss the classical display of Samudra Manthan or the ocean churning here. On one side are the gods, on the other side are demons. Both groups are pulling the serpent Basuki in this symbolic grand exhibition. Angkor Wat is an explorer's paradise. Every day, a new thing is being discovered by visitors, by explorers. At least 3 clear days are recommended to visit Angkor. Detailed suggestions are given in the description below. After the sunset, you have free time. One can attend the Apsara dance recital in the town of Siamreap, or take a stroll in the evening market, or catch a flight back. Goodbye Angkor, goodbye Siamreap, with a promise to return soon.